Do you want to intro us? Hit it.
Hit it. So this is a story all about...
We're leaving that in. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Rob Built, the Wife Edition. Hello, wife. This is my wife, Ash. You probably saw her in the video a couple of weeks ago where I kissed her on camera, and you were probably like, well, he just kissed a random person in the street. And I was like, it's my wife. So today we're going to be talking about the work-life balance of entrepreneurs, Airbnb hosts, and the family dynamics, and the joys and successes and trials and tribulations of being married to me, and how cool it is, right?
So cool.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Some of these may come as a surprise.
Okay.
Did you move to Houston because of school district benefits?
No.
Good, you're doing great.
No, we didn't.
Why did we move here?
I was literally held against my will and forced to move to Houston, Texas.
If you tell anyone about this, I'll kill you.
Hard life you live. People, her and one of my best friends thinks that we moved to Texas because of the state income tax. Not true.
Was a big
That's a reason.
reason.
No, not a big reason. Don't do this on camera. Why do you
You
get
were
all brave
literally
on
making
camera?
a list of places that we could live without paying state income tax.
Yes, initially. I'm not gonna lie. I do like not paying state income taxes. However, the real story, don't listen to this misinformation, is that our families live here. Like the majority of our families live here. Ashley's mom lives about an hour away from here. My parents live 23 minutes away from my house. My sister lives 30 minutes away, and then my other sister lives 30 minutes away. So my nieces and nephews could actually hang out with our kids, and then my parents could like grow up and be a part of their lives. And your mom. How much do you make in total, and what is the breakdown of revenue streams?
Why am I here for this question?
How much do you think we make?
I don't know. I'm not going to answer that on camera.
It's not like I hold back on the channel.
A year?
Yes.
After taxes?
No.
Oh, before taxes.
Before taxes.
Well, I don't know.
But you know after taxes what we make?
Well, yeah, because you put it right
Don't
here.
look, that's a different video for later. Okay, spoiler alert for an upcoming video, or maybe it's already gone live. My gross income for 2021, $2,023,553. No, that's...
Cents?
Try that again.
No.
$2,023,555, and then after all of our write-offs and deductions and costs and expenses, $1.25 million roughly. You know very little about our finances. So a little backstory,
I
Ash...
don't think this needs to be aired out for the
Why?
whole YouTube community to
She doesn't know, okay, it's fine, you can tell them. She doesn't know how to add.
I can't read.
She can't read, she doesn't know how to do basic algebra.
fine.
Does that feel good? We'll just say that if I were to die, Ash would be in a bad spot because she has no idea the inner workings of my company.
I feel like that's fair though. It's a lot, guys.
Those income streams are comprised of Airbnb, YouTube income, affiliate income, brand partnerships, and how else do I make? Oh yeah, my educational programs as well. It's a really big component of all my revenue. So those are like the 5 main ones, but I make money probably like 10 or 15 different ways.
It is so uncomfortable that like people can just watch this and know about our finances.
Why not? You know what? Here's a little peek behind the curtain. When I quit my job, I was making $110,000, and I said that on YouTube. That was like, I think one of my really first big reveals on the financial stuff. And it wasn't because I wanted to brag about making 6 figures. I wanted to put it out there so that everyone at my company knew what I made, so that men and women could basically like compare salaries, and you could sort of expose like the pay gaps in the system.
Stop the madness!
How did you develop your schedule to allow family time?
We just set specific work start times and work end times, pretty much 9 to 5. We did that because you were being a little bit more flexible with your start time.
That's right. I was starting at like 10, sometimes
I didn't want to
11.
out you for how
No,
late
that's
you were
fine.
starting.
Well,
but
no, I mean, I was hanging out with y'all most of the time.
we decided that 9 to 5 is a reasonable amount of time for you to get a day's work in.
The reason is like when you're an entrepreneur and you quit your 9 to 5 job, sort of it's like, oh, I don't have to work. Like I can work whenever I want because like screw the man. Like why do I need the 9 to 5 thing? So I'm gonna hang out with my wife or my kids. But that's like not a good
Well,
way to
because
do it.
if it was just us, then that'd be one thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
that would be like no big deal. But with the kids, like they get home at like 3:45. Yeah, like around 5 is when it's like, okay, come help me because they're kind of crazy. So.
Good answer.
Texas, Steve. Texas. Good answer. Texas.
Does your wife ever push the pause button on your real estate plans?
No.
I'm just trying to decide, is that a question for you? I guess it's a question for me. Yeah.
They used the wrong "your," by the way.
You have been outed. There are a lot of things that I
definitely question certain things.
the multi-million-dollar purchases kind of thing, yeah.
Then I'm a little bit like, have you heard that we might be in a recession?
And I'm like, go watch my TikToks where I make fun of people like you. Ash does not push pause on my real estate plans. You push pause on like not like you and not on purpose. Let me say that. But you do push pause on like my content plans. Like I would like to travel a lot more and go shoot more videos and go tour. Like host camp students have like 1,000 listings across the country, for example. I would like to go to the coolest ones and visit them and spend days there and like really document those journeys. But because I have a wife and a family, like I can't do, it's not feasible to do that. And then traveling with everybody is also not super feasible. So it's not like you're pushing pause because you're like, don't go. It's just me feeling like the pressures of being a dad. I don't do it.
Meet cute story.
Go ahead.
I don't even know where to begin.
All right, meet cute story, and then the little
Kissy
like
emojis.
the kissy. No, it's like the little heart in between.
Oh, heart emojis.
Like put a heart right here. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, like that emoji right there. We met when we were in the 4th grade. I broke your garage.
Yeah, you were like my neighbor when we were in elementary school. So we would walk home from school and we had like our little group, like me with my girlfriends and him and his one guy friend. I don't know if I remember any of them.
I had more than one guy friend, but in that moment I had the one,
that you would walk home with, I mean. Anyways, and my house was the first house on the way home from everybody. It was my house and then my best friend's house. Because I went home first and my strict rules were I had to like open the garage, go into the house, close the garage. Like that, my parents were like, this is what you have to do. One day, Robert and his best friend were mad or whatever. They're like playing around because I closed the garage door.
We were pushing it up and then it broke. And then I was walking home the next day and her stepdad was like, hey, Robert, come here. Gotta talk to you. And I was like, he's like, heard you broke my garage. Basically, let me just give you the highlights. We rekindled our friendship in the 7th, 8th grade. I wanted to get married. She was like, we're in the 7th, 8th grade. Then I spent like the next 7 years being like, will you date me? And she's like, no, you're way too serious about all this. And then freshman year, we had our first kiss.
Some people would say.
And I thought we were finally on. And then she ghosted me. And then sophomore year, we finally dated. And then we talked about getting married on the first date. And then guess I called that one.
This is why I didn't want to start dating in 7th grade. I would have been a child bride.
Oh, that's a good YouTube title. Why we set our marriage plans on the first date. Do you and your wife discuss each property beforehand, or does she go with the flow now? We pretty much go. You are always told about us being in escrow after the fact now.
Yeah, I'm
for the first couple
involved
years
in the decision making at this point.
Yeah, at first I used to be like, hey, I'm thinking about putting an offer on this property, and she'd be like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And then now I'm like, hey, by the way, we're in $2 million of debt, and she's like, good, love that for you.
Love that
for us.
Yeah.
And the kids, if you ever die.
Is your wife also into real estate? Yes, in the way that I like looking at houses for sale and rent.
And you design a lot of the Airbnbs that we put out there.
Well, I do like the interior design aspect of, and I have done many of our Airbnbs, and I enjoy that. But buying houses and the real estate aspect that you're into, not as much for me.
No, but you are the official interior designer of Host Camp.
I am.
That's right. So she teaches all of the 1,000 students in Host Camp how to design their homes, how to make them more beautiful, how to optimize them, and how to give them some design love. So if you want to learn more about Host Camp, head over to hostcamp.com. Oh my goodness, you're so great. It's free to book a call to see if Host Camp's right for you. So go ahead.
The more you know.
Here, actually, he's got a better animation for it. The more you know. Does your wife have another job, or do you both only run your STR business?
My job is keeping our children alive.
Yeah, that's a very fair job. Well, you do more than that now.
That is,
you
I do, but
keep the children alive, which is arguably the most important thing. You are also the interior designer for Host Camp, and then you are also the event planner for the conference, the Host Camp conference.
I am the Rawville event planner.
That's right.
Also.
She's planning a whole 300-person event, booking the hotels, the venue, the speakers, and everything in between. So thank you for that.
It's been really fun.
Yeah, come to that. It's gonna be being lit, and we're gonna do it every quarter. But this first one, I'm super excited. You were a little nervous to do that at first, but I think you're really coming into your own.
Oh yeah, I definitely was nervous about it. I'm still definitely nervous about it.
I don't have any info on that yet, but soon. Hi Rob, thoughts on doing the Airbnb entrepreneurship alone versus with a partner / friend / significant other / etc. I'm a big believer that doing Airbnb by yourself is relatively boring. I think you should do it with another partner, another friend, or a spouse, doesn't matter. But I think that together you will go a lot further, not farther, than if you do it alone. And even if you make a little less money by partnering up with somebody, it's really nice and important to have someone that can A, punch a hole through all of your ideas and your thoughts and your theories, but B, can be like a workshopper with you. Like you guys can workshop ideas, you can work through problems, you can really build each other up and just bounce ideas off each other all the time. I think that's so important in an Airbnb business because sometimes like you want to think of a philosophy or like your stance on something and you just need to talk it out. If you're just by yourself thinking through it, it's so much harder than if you talk to someone and then they'd say, that's a great idea or that's a dumb idea. My business partners and Ash have always been very helpful in my businesses. Does your superhost status transfer to new properties?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
It does. Like yeah, so basically if you are a host with properties and you become a superhost, when you launch a new listing, you're still a superhost because the superhost is about your status as an account holder, not your status as a property, if that makes sense. But your properties and their ratings can affect your superhost status. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Good. Why does she put up with you and your hair? Real question my wife wants to know.
It's such a why, like that's the word. Not how does she put up with you and your hair, but why does she put up
It's a good
with
question.
you and your hair? You know, I guess the truth is that I'm just fond of him and his hair.
Thank you. You like my hair. See, everyone
Yeah.
here can know. Everyone here knows.
Do people not
What?
like your hair?
Are you kidding? Going back to the money thing when you're like, don't talk about money.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so every time I talk about money, people are always like, huh, funny, he makes so much money but still can't afford a barber.
Oh, he goes to the barber, guys.
That's true. How do you maneuver others, in-laws and wife, who lean towards a traditional 9-to-5 corporate job? You know, I don't know. I don't care anymore. When we first like got into this, a couple of people in the family were a little like,
You're crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
and I was like, I think y'all are crazy for getting your income from one place that could fire you and then put you like in financial duress for like possibly the rest of your life if you don't plan for it accordingly. Because it's like weird because we were obviously doing really great. Like there wasn't like a question about if we were like doing well or not. Mm-hmm. Like we quit our job and then did significantly better and people were like, you're still kind of crazy. And I'm like, I don't think so. But nowadays, I think everybody's like, hey, how do I do that?
People are chill about it. Probably
Yeah.
because I watch your YouTube videos and I know how much you make now.
Hey, see, and that's why you should talk about it because then they're like, oh, okay, you're doing okay, son.
They chill.
Are your finances commingled or do you have separate personal accounts, joint accounts, business accounts? Yeah, so you get like $200 a month.
I have an allowance.
You have an allowance. No, that's dumb.
We've been married for 9 years this year, and so when we got married, like we had nothing. So it didn't matter that
We needed to share bank accounts.
Yeah.
Like it was like we have no option. We will literally be on the street if
there
we
was
don't.
no point to have separate bank accounts. I didn't even have a teaching job yet. Like I had.
Yeah, you were
I
making
was
like
still in
$12 an hour nannying or
yeah,
something?
I was still nannying, and I was finishing my master's degree. And you had a real job, like an adult job.
Making a nice, cool 40 grand in advertising,
Oh my
you know?
gosh. So there was no point for us to have separate bank accounts. But I understand people that have, like when you're, you know, a little bit more adult and getting married, like most people are, I don't think there's anything wrong with not sharing your bank account. But all to say, we share everything, so it doesn't really matter.
I think it's a little weird. When you ask people, there's oftentimes, okay, I'm not gonna say all of the time, but there's oftentimes a sentiment of like, oh, it's my money.
It's
my
my
money is my money. Like
Yeah.
they should not have access to my money. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a bad attitude.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we think at least. So it doesn't really matter what we do because you probably have your own opinions on it.
However, when I order an appetizer, that is my appetizer.
Oh,
Let's be
yeah.
clear about that. If you don't chime in beforehand, you do not get access to said appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
So you get nothing. You lose.
I think that's fair.
Oh, yeah, sure. Although I did just read that like a stay-at-home mom's salary should be like $80,000 or something.
Really?
Something like
and who's
that.
paying for that?
No, I'm just saying like if you're someone, like, you know, these like think piece articles come out all the time, and I just saw one that was like if a stay-at-home mom was getting paid for the amount of work she was doing, it would be something like
$80,000?
Something like that, I don't know.
What if one person understands leverage and the other person hates it? And then the little heart like... Okay, so I think with this person...
I feel like people use these when they send things passive-aggressive.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
This person is definitely talking about their wife. You know what this question means? You get it?
Yeah. No.
Got him! All right, I'm just trying not to mansplain. I'm like, I want you to like, okay,
I
cool.
assume in buying property.
Yeah, he's basically saying like, what if one person in a relationship is really savvy with real estate and understands that good debt can be really good for your
Right.
net worth and bad debt is bad, but the other person does not like, is very like risk averse
Right.
and does not like investing
Right.
into debt like real estate. How do you overcome that? We've kind of crossed that bridge. I think you're fine with it
Yeah,
now.
I think everyone, or I don't think it's abnormal for someone to feel like that, especially at the beginning, like when you don't have anything to leverage or you feel like you don't have anything to leverage. We sold our first house in Kansas City and we made a pretty good profit on that we used to buy our next house in Los Angeles. And I was like, that's a lot of money. Maybe we should just pay off all of our debt, you know?
Student loan
our
debt.
student loan debt.
And I was like, I hear that. I do. But what if we got into more
What
debt
if
on
we
a house in
use
LA?
that to buy a house we can't really afford, but
And
we'll
then-
Airbnb the bottom. It'll
Yeah.
be great.
So then
Anyways.
we sold our $159,000 house for $215,000. Then we bought a $624,000 house with
maybe.
those profits,
Good
but
job.
it had a 200 square foot studio, 279. Who's keeping track? Airbnb'd that. That paid for 50 to 75% of the mortgage. Use that money to build another tiny house. Use all that money to cash out refi to build a home in Joshua Tree, California, another tiny house. And all of that debt really took us from like zeros to like actually having a net worth that I'm really proud of today. And it's because we used debt
Yeah.
over and over and over and over again.
You-
That doesn't mean that she wasn't sweating along the way, but
I would hope you were sweating as well. at
no,
certain
I was like,
points.
let's do this. I was down. I was like, I don't care. I was like, worst comes to worst, we go bankrupt. We're
Worst
out of this thing in
comes to
7
worst,
years. It's
we
all
just
good.
declare bankruptcy like
that's
Michael
right.
Scott.
I declare bankruptcy!
I think that's fair to be risk averse. But you won't ever, nothing will ever change for you if you're risk averse, I think. And
Look at you
well-
dropping bombs.
well, I think
That's
we
true,
would
though.
be fine. Like, we would be happy and we would be content, but we would not be in the same place that we're in now. Maybe Robert wouldn't be content. It's hard to say because he's such a go-getter or whatever the word
I was
is.
gonna say grass is greener.
Oh yeah, I was trying to frame it nicely.
It's true. I mean, I would be content in our marriage because even when we had no money,
We were happy.
We were so happy.
Yeah.
And now we have money.
And we hate each
and we
other.
hate each other. Now we have money, and it's like I'm not happy. I mean, I'm happier because we've
you've
progressed.
done a whole video on this. It doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
make you happy.
It's not the money that makes me happy. It's like just family,
And
you
our
know?
cute kids.
And our cute kids. They are so cute. B-roll. See?
B-roll.
Told you. Basically, prove to yourself that you can do this. Prove the concept. Go for it. And once you prove that you're pretty good at this real estate thing, then you can bet the farm. I probably wouldn't bet the farm right out the gate. We bet the
Yeah.
farm pretty much every time, and it did work out for us, but it could have very easily not have worked out for us. Do you guys have the same end goal scaling-wise? This is relevant. What is your end goal?
Oh my gosh, I don't have an end goal.
When do you feel like we can stop? How about that?
I don't think you'll ever want to stop. This is not your personality. When we got married, it was always
How can I make extra money? How can I do side hustles to make more money?
yeah, how can I get a promotion? I'm sure I think you're content and happy, but I think you're always going to be how can we grow and what more can we do?
Definitely.
So-
I don't know. I don't know when I'll feel safe.
I don't see an end. In terms of you like what you do, and so you're gonna keep doing it. I don't see
Totally.
when you're gonna be you know what? I'm a chill.
I think I just don't feel safe financially to ever stop. I'll always feel broke, honestly. You don't feel this way, but I do.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm always we're broke. And she's you're so dumb. And I'm always I know. Those are all my entrepreneurial brain mushes. Hold on, don't touch the phone. You don't read the questions. I read the questions. Did you plan having kids with this lifestyle? Yes, most of them.
We have planned exactly half of them.
We planned to have the children, but the other one is great. And we were gonna have him maybe in 1 or 2 or 3 months afterwards. He came a little early.
He came
That's
a little
all right.
early.
All good.
But we didn't plan the first child with this lifestyle in terms of we were working our 9 to 5s when we had
True.
when we had our first.
We had no idea this was all gonna happen.
And then we really went for it when I was pregnant with the second.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We're thinking of planning for kids, but are nervous it will take away from us and continued success. That's dumb. Just have the kids. Do you still feel connected and intimate?
ooh,
Spicy.
spicy.
Yes.
Spicy question.
Spicy.
Yes.
Thank God. I was
I don't really know. how much you can talk about on YouTube, but
You dirty dog. Yeah, I think so. I mean, after the first kid, it was kind of tough for like the first little stint of that to be connected. Because I think we were like really in the throes. Dust was not settled. We were like stereotypical movie, parents running around, like no sleep, cowlicks everywhere, and just angry all the time. And then the first 3 months, because our kids are like 15 months and like 2.5. Yeah, after the second kid, it was really hard. It was like the first 3 months were bad. I was just like, man, I hope that this gets better. And
It
then
was hard, yeah.
all of a sudden I was like, why am I happier? And then that was like, I was like, oh, our son is sleeping through the night again. That's why I'm sleeping.
my daughter isn't throwing tantrums anymore.
Yeah, so.
I feel like at 3 months.
Yeah, 3 months after that second kid was like when the dust started to settle a little bit.
Yeah.
I just purchased my first STR house. I feel like I just jumped off a cliff. I need one-on-one help. Hit it.
Schedule a call with host camp.
Oh, hey, that's good. I wanted like a motivational talk, but that's good. Schedule a call with Host Camp, and we'll teach you how to launch a short-term rental from the ground up and give you the blueprint how we did it. From design to tax talks with my CPA, to comping coaches, to automation coaches. It's a 12-month mentorship program, and it will literally teach you everything you need to know to do this successfully the way I've done it. So if you want to learn more about Host Camp, go to
www.hostcamp.com.
That's right. Or you can click the,
link down in the description.
and that is not an,
Affiliate?
that's right, it's not, because it's my link.
Playing Mad
But
Libs.
you are, what'd you say?
We're playing Mad Libs.
Oh, Matt, that's right. All right. You want to tell everybody to smash the, all
Like
that?
and subscribe.
Hit it.
Smash the like and subscribe.
We got work
Smash
to do.
it. Don't smash it.
I don't know. Feel, can you
Smash
connect
it.
and be intimate with the like button and the subscribe button down below? No?
I don't like that.
That's weird? Make out with it.
Well,
Have children with the like button and the subscribe button and be a happy person with them and live happily ever after, such as me and my wife here.
this is taking a weird turn.
It is, but I kind of like it. All right, see you guys. Hand on the, yeah, all right, bye.